Hello everyone, today it is replacing a screen on a Compaq CQ58 laptop, and let's see whether we can find the model number for it. Which is notoriously difficult to find on these machines. Under the battery it is product number CB16EA ABU, otherwise model Compaq CQ58-241SA. So this one, as you might just about be able to see in the reflection here, let's see whether I can get it correct. I did have it set up earlier, there we go. There's a crack down there basically. It's runs all the way down there, goes back up there and across here. So it's been destroyed by somebody, and I need to replace the screen. So first things, there's not really a lot holding this machine together, except some dirt. Get rid of that. Ugh, looks like some food. Yummy. Let's throw that out. Right. So there's just two screw covers here at the bottom of the screen. Going to remove those with as flat blade article as you can use. Wedge it under and lift away, and then keep the little screw cover safe because you'll need to put it back later. And the same again at the other side. Undo the two screws. And now should simply be going around and unclipping the bezel from the back of the screen. Getting started on these is always the most difficult part. Probably along the top is the easiest. I can feel a couple of the clips coming undone. And then the most difficult part of unclipping any screen is this bit down the bottom where it's got quite a lot of leverage and you don't have a lot of access because of the hinge. Unclipped some of it, but not all of it. There we go, and with this really it's just a hope of you hope that you've not fully broken too many of the clips. So by now I would have thought I'd be able to lift that out. Just doesn't want to detach. What's going on then? Oh, there we go. Just more brute force required. So that's the front bezel removed. If you do break it, let's see whether I can find a part number. I can. HP spare, part number 666-255-001. Useful to know if you manage to snap that while trying to take this to bits. So that's giving you access to the screws around the edge of the screen. There are 6 of them, and I'm going to do this lazy way where I don't undo the bracket. I'm going to leave this metal outside bracket attached to the back plate, because this laptop looks like you can get a small screwdriver to each of the screws without damaging any of the plastic. Quite often laptop manufacturers have a big chunk of plastic near these screws, and you'd have to try and unscrew them wonkily, which doesn't often work very well. So I can tell that this screen's been replaced in the past because there are bits of tape on this left side, and in fact on the right side, where a screen's been put in, and I have to say I'm guilty of this, with the screen protector on, and then once it's in the bracket, you then take the screen protector off, which means it leaves the tape there. So, but it's not, doesn't cause any issues, it's just leaves it very obvious that the screen has been replaced at some point in the past. So that's 2 of the screws on the left. Annoyingly, this screwdriver isn't magnetic, so the screws are quite easy to drop. So I'm then swapping to my magnetic screwdriver to get the screw out. Now moving on to the right hand side, same 3 screws. One seems to have got stuck next to the aerial lead somehow. The other one, see, there's no aerial lead running down that side, so that'll be why. So that's those 3 undone on the right. I'm going to now hinge it out from the left. And there we go. That's the screen. Need to undo the graphics connector. Lift up the ribbon cable, which is glued to the back of the screen. And then undo the connector by slides this way. There we go. Right, stick that just to the back there to keep it for the moment. And the model number of this screen is a B156XW02, hardware version 0B, firmware version 1 or FW1. That shouldn't be particularly expensive on eBay or Amazon, and once I've got a replacement screen, I will hopefully have time to film putting it back into this laptop. Right, as you can see possibly from the dust on this screen, I've managed to find another what looks like it should be compatible screen in another dead computer. So I'm going to try using this because why not? Saves ordering one, and I don't think it certainly won't be a problem for the customer I'm repairing it for. They definitely will prefer to save money than and have it back quicker. So I've extracted the screen from the other broken computer, which was a Dell of some description, so there's the top casing that it came from. And I'll try not to get all of the adhesive stuck down. Need to plug in the multi-pin video connector. There we go. And then stick that down. Put that back into place. And before screwing it all together, just make sure that it does turn on. Looks like I need the power because there's no battery in there. And just check that it lights up and comes on. Looking good. Some strange startup options. We go into BIOS. Yes. That looks good. So, screw it all back together. These screws here are for that dowel. They can go away. So, I'm going to, again, as I said when I took it to bits, do it the lazy way. These screws are still just in their brackets here, so I'm just going to screw those in on this right hand side. There we go. Now it's over to these ones on the other side, which will be more of a pain because, as I said, I don't have a magnetic small screwdriver, so trying to line them up is a little bit annoying. There we go. That's the first one. Next, I'm going to remember where it is. There. And the final screw. Ow! Forgot that it's not a magnetic one and dropped it. I was trying to get it actually to go in straight and not cross-threaded. There we go. So, time to put this back on. Lowest part first, then click back in all around the edge. And once again, the most difficult bit to get clipped back in is the bottom bit where you don't have a lot of access to it and there's a lot of space to try and get it clipped in. Quite often I find that using the knife helps because you can get pressure, there we go, pressure across a larger area, and obviously it fits between the gaps at the bottom of the laptop. That's as good as that's going to go back together. Not quite pleased about there, there's a tiny gap, but given the age of this laptop I am not going to worry about it. And we've got the two screws at the bottom corners of the screen. And now these two screw covers. Put them onto something flat is the easiest way. Dump them in and then just push them down so they stick down again. So screw cover onto the end of my little knife. Oop, says me dropping it. Onto the end of the knife. Into the screw cover. And then, oh, that one really hasn't gone in very well. Push down to make sure it's stuck. There we go. Turn it on. And you have one slightly dirty, second-hand, but replaced and repaired LCD panel. So yeah, if this video has been helpful to you, it would be really, really helpful to me if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my YouTube channel. You don't need to have the video notification switched on for new videos, but just being a subscriber would really help.